video. Today I just thought you've just seen what I've been doing with my tea making teas. As you could see there, I had some spearmint and dandelion teas. So what I've been doing, this is part of me getting healthier, getting ready for 2026. So I've been basically bought my own unbleached tea bags and I just put the herbs that I want in there, so or leaves that I want in there. Here's spearmint, but today I did dandelion because I had quite a few of the spearmint already made. So it's really simple, add in whatever we want inside and then just I tie a knot on there, and I've got it here in my drink. I think you can see it, but it's just floating around in there. And yeah, obviously instead of having a sieve, I felt like I was wasting a lot of it. So with this way, if I want to reuse the tea bag again, I could if I wanted to. That's what I used to do when I first moved out of my mum's house. I used to reuse tea bags, like no word of a doubt. If you had a strong tea bag, I'm like good few uses out of that when I was, just fresh out of university and now having a flat of my own. Dandelion is the best one you can start with, especially if you're not someone that likes teas that much. Dandelion is a great start. So dandelion is great for cleansing and detoxing. It also has a nice fresh taste, so it doesn't taste too herbally, especially if you're someone that doesn't really like herbally or strong taste. This is the best one to start with. Good for detoxing, good for cleansing, it's great for your gut health, and it's also caffeine free, which is a good alternative to coffee. Trying to remove coffee or anything caffeinated in your life. You have spearmint, is so good, especially for people with PCOS, hormonal imbalances. It is really good for that because it helps reduce, I believe, is it testosterone? So it helps reduce testosterone, a bunch of other things, but I'll list them all here that I forgot. But it is really good, especially if you have hormonal imbalances in your body, so definitely recommend. Obviously it is quite strong and they do recommend drinking it first thing in the morning. That's one thing I'm trying to get back into, drinking my herbal teas. And one way which I'm enjoying is I'm making them myself. It just means I'm being more economic in terms of buying them. It's cheaper. I put a few of these in here, and then when they start to get a bit less, I just put some more in, which I like doing because I'm like, oh, I'm good, I've been drinking my teas. So this is one thing I'm trying to start and continue 2026. Well, I started in 2025 and want to continue in 2026. And then I do also have some vitamin D3 because I did have some blood tests this year and they said I was low on my vitamin D. Definitely recommend, I don't even say 30, as soon as you get to like 25, women, men, go get your bloods done. If you can privately, if you can obviously through the NHS if you're in England. Obviously I do think NHS is more difficult because they just give you the baseline of like what you're low in. You can be low in something, but because you're not meeting the threshold of like very low, they'll still say you're fine. Whereas if you do have a private one, it's a lot better in that sense of they'll actually tell you, okay, you are low in this and you need to do something about it. Whereas a lot of the times I've realized with the blood tests that I've had, this time I actually read through my medical notes. Start reading your medical notes, guys. Don't just do the test and be like, they tell you you're fine and you take the word on it. I read mine this year and a few things that said you're borderline, but so I could see in the range of what was normal and was the highest. So normal range, the mid range, and like the lowest range where you can have of that either vitamin or that deficiency. So let's say vitamin D, I think I was on like this one, I was on the scale of the low end for the vitamin D, so that's why they said they recommended me getting me some vitamin D tablets. But for anything else like my iron, they were like, you're fine, you're not on our lowest end on our scale, so they don't really give you anything when it's like that, but you can still be kind of like a few points away from the lowest, but they'll say to you, you're okay, continue on. But I always think everyone's body is different, and I think even though on their scale it might say, yeah, well, you're not nearly where our lowest is, so you're fine. But if your body's now, not functioning the way it should be, or your body's almost like, well, I feel more tired than ever, and you keep having dizzy spells, that's not normal. Your body telling you that, though the tests are telling you that you're not on the extremest low end, the low end that you're currently at, your body doesn't like it and it's not taking it so well. So I do recommend guys doing that for yourselves. If you can, getting a private one if you can afford it. If not, go to your GP, ask questions, dig deep. Even if they do the testing, you can still continue to say to them, I'm still feeling this way, so I need you to continue trying to do tests and all that. So definitely advocate for yourself. That's one thing I've learned this year. You have to advocate for yourself and you actually have to know what you're talking about. Also do your own research. Obviously you won't know everything like the GPs do, but you can still ask questions that can lead to, you know, other questions that can actually help the GPs at times, because I think we often think as people going to the GPs that they can read our minds, and it's only when you come with information like my symptoms, how long it's been, how I'm feeling, be specific with the feeling. Is it tingling sensation? Is it a stabbing? Is it a sharp pain? And you have to be very descriptive. I realized when you're discussing things like that, because for you to just say, oh, I'm in pain, doesn't help them out always. If you start saying this pain here when I do certain things, or it gives them a bit more help in terms of just knowing what the issue is and how they can diagnose you. So that's one tip for you guys in terms of doing that. Starting adding some herbals in my diet, herbal teas, just good for your gut health. Gut is the main thing for 26, guys. And making sure our gut is healthy. So vitamin D, making sure that's in there. They made sure they said to have these for 4 months, and I believe I'm on my last month, but I need to get more because they're finished. Also, they do have my supplements here now, and in there I still have my live ones. They're nearly finished. These were just like my personalized vitamins, and it was 2 capsules and there's 30 servings in there. So it had like a combination of things. Turmeric, that's why it's yellow, just a lot of things. I can't remember what was in there, but I do want to go back in there and do another personalized ferrous sulfate. So anyone with low iron, get these. I definitely recommend, if you do have low iron, this ferrous, whatever it's called, ferrous sulfate for iron. Go for this, please. Also, stop buying the ones online because they don't have what you need. Half of them have got bulking agents. These are £2.49 and they work. So go to your pharmacy for specific things. Like, that's one thing I've learned. This going to Amazon, buying these fancy ones where the literally bulking agents barely have what you need. I think I checked last time, this has 200 mg in it. The ones I was using before literally had 15 mg, and I was wondering why the iron tablets weren't working. I was like, oh, they're not working. I thought the ones for iron, they're not working. No, guys, if you've got iron issues, I'm telling you now, please go to your pharmacy, tell them. Most of the time they'll ask for a blood test, but when I went, I told them that I'd already had a blood test and my GP had said to get these, and they gave it to me over the counter. Paid £2.50. Done. All the other ones from prior years I was paying £15, £20. They had nothing even inside them. So please just go to the medical ones because you pay cheaper. These, even vitamin D's, these £3, I think. £3, yeah, 3 something. It might be 250 again from the pharmacy, and they have 1,000 IU because I didn't need too much of them. I remember a few years back I needed like 10,000 IU because I was that low in vitamin D. Yeah, my reserves were literally gone. So I had literally 10,000 IU and now I'm on 1,000. So, and then what I usually, before this, to be fair, I was maintaining with 4,000, but I do think I need to add in the K3 because they do have some with K3 at the pharmacy, so I'm gonna get them next time. Was it K3? So yeah, just advice from me, guys. Pharmacies are a bit better and the pricing is a lot better, and you're actually getting your money's worth rather than the fancy labels, the gummies that sometimes don't really have anything. You're just eating sugar. You know, I'm not opposed to gummies because I've been wanting for gummies. I don't mind having a gummy here there too. But yeah, when it comes to health now, I'm very much more specific with stuff like that. And then I've got some of these. So this is for my gut, so probiotic. These are great. I'm not gonna lie, my sister told me about them, and it's called Archimania probiotic. Yeah, it's like a bacteria or something, but every time I take these, I'm good. Yes, I'm regular. And I've also been added in the Q10, which is good. So yeah, these ones I just started trying, so I can't really say much about them. I bought them on Amazon. 400 mg it says, so, and it says that's the only thing in there, so I'm happy with that. So no, not many bulking agents. We're good, we're happy when it tells us all that. These, and a lot of these as well, the pharmacy ones don't have sweeteners, which is a good one because you're not just being given sugar on top of medication. I know at times for kids it does help, but if it doesn't need to be there, don't put it on. I've been having apple cider vinegar, so I've been having apple cider vinegar with my tablets, with like my green juice. I've been having it with the mango greens, the free soul. I love this, but it's quite sweet. my sugar palette is just not great at the moment. I don't like. Love this. I do add this to it with water, and it gives it like a nice sweet bitter taste, so it cuts it a bit more when I add it with this. But I do want to get an alternative one where it's not as sweet, or just make my own. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and push make my own soon enough. But those are my tablets, guys, that I've been taking, and I want to continue in 26. Making sure we have our herbals, get the right vitamins that actually work for you, get those blood tests, get those tests, because the older you get, your body just tells you more that it needs to be taken care of. The more you ignore it, it doesn't get any better, it just becomes worse, and then it ends up being a life-changing situation when it could have been prevented sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful, guys. I do also want to add a vitamin C to my diet, but at the current moment I'm having like ginger shots. So I've made my own. What I started doing is I have a mason jar that I have orange juice, pineapple juice, ginger, and I have blended that, and then I'll drink that on a morning, or if not, I'll buy a kombucha situation as well for my gut health. But that's how I'm getting my vitamin C at the moment with my juices. So yeah, it doesn't end, guys, it doesn't end. Once you get to a certain age, the more so it's more needed. So I hope this has been helpful, guys. I thought I'd show you what I'm going to be doing and what I'm going to continue on in the new year. I'm trying to obviously continue to eat more plant-based. In terms of more plant-based, I'm not obviously stopping meat. I'm going to continue eating meat, but I'm making sure that I do eat more whole foods in general. So have my green juice all done, and I have tablets here. Oh, sweet bitter taste from the apple cider, and it's actually really nice. That's me done, guys. Make sure you're prepared, because the best thing you can do is to plan, prepare, and have strategy for your success. So this is why I make sure I have my tablets all set for the week, and I make sure that I get it all ready on the morning to make sure I take them. I know I've got my herbal teas all prepared to make sure that I'm actually accomplishing the goals that I want to accomplish this year with my physical health, spiritual health, and my mental health. Done my skincare, guys, for the evening. I do have some eye patches ready for a relaxing evening. See you soon.